I'll try that again. Give it up for Jason! Yeah!
There was no such thing as immortality. Wordsworth imagined that his entire life was a revolving door dream, and in the end, died of a busted internal clock that never woke him up to any real answers and left him with no time for redemption. But we skipped across the pond just to trace that bastard's path and inhaled lines cut a few miles above Tintern Abbey while watching the leaves shimmer like green stars set against the silhouette of a reconfigured skyline that held promise like the hands of our newborn. June. I remember the intense rush that came the first time I sipped cold summer through a rolled dollar bill. After that, George Washington smiled at me every time I lied to someone about why my eyes were red around the rims or why my nose cried in crimson. Fat drops that tasted of copper and past thoughts erased with OxyClean. I didn't know the meaning of the word sobriety, but I knew that at the bottom of that white mountain, there were rulers that could reconstruct our lineage. Straight lines embedding themselves within my inverted retinas as I lay flat along the floor, forehead flush, flat to the boundaries of a bathroom sink. And it was from that chipped mosaic that I was prone to tell her that I was an oak tree, and that if she would let me, I would spread my limbs and protect her from the sons of the earth. I would not let them burn her with their cigarettes like they did before we met. I would not let them tell her that they loved her when what they really meant was that they loved fucking her, and I would not let her fall. But she tripped over the banks of a river that she injected into her veins to dull the throb that had seized her heart, etching track marks onto arms too thin while wiping emerald snot from a nose rubbed raw around the edges. And I find myself wishing I had drowned under that mountain of powder 4 summers ago, instead of waking up to her dead fish eyes that didn't blink from across the blanket, and her snowy white complexion that told the story of a past life that fell apart at edges frayed from friction, and this threadbare comforter that I've climbed back under no longer serves a purpose. It's cold, like a hospital waiting room, like covered gurneys being wheeled to the morgue, like Friday afternoons spent avoiding the places where we met. It's empty, like my stomach from dry heaving, like 3 a.m. phone calls from her mother, like Monday morning rituals, and I'm caught between saying something pertinent and doing something profound. But January is coming to wash another wasted calendar into the oblivion of faded memories, and I still haven't gone to her grave to lay blood red flowers on top of the pure white snow. And each year that passes makes me a little more certain that I never will, because I'm still ashamed that my arms didn't grow long enough to catch her that day in June when she first fell, and that all I have left is this meager apology on my still numb lips that I can only whisper to the fading leaves.